This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
Billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse.
This data scientist, she goes by Data Republican. How much do you think is being wasted or stolen?
I would say it's over 100 billion. But what's more important is what they're doing with that money.
Are you ever scared? Because exposing things like that, the ways people are making big money secretly within our government, it seems like it could put you at risk. We're on our way right now to meet this data scientist. She goes by Data Republican. She's very, very concerned about her safety and security, so we're going to meet her at an undisclosed location. Her posts have been amplified by Elon Musk on X. She has a relationship with Elon Musk and Doge, and she is deaf, so we're going to use an interpreter for the interview. How did you get the attention of Elon Musk?
Okay, honestly, I don't know. You'll have to ask him, but I'm grateful. I have no idea how he found me. But one day, you just, I tweeted what everybody should. I just tweeted what I found, and then he tweeted everyone should follow the Data Republican. My jaw dropped to the floor. And I thought, what, is this real life? But I guess tech people find tech people. So since then, it's been just a whirlwind, moving fast since.
Has he been using any of the information you've discovered specifically with Doge?
I want to be clear. I don't communicate directly with Elon. He found me and supports my work. But I have communicated with some people that are involved with Doge just on the side. And I don't want to say much more about that, but I have a working relationship.
Have you thought about working directly for Doge?
Yeah, I've thought about it. When I went to DC, the Doge people recruited me DC, but we have connected. But it's my personal feeling that I will have more impact where I am right now, and I think that's better for me and for the people to remain separate. And I think they agree with me.
What do you say to people who think that this data, these databases, these numbers have been out there for a long time, that they've been public for a long time, and that it's sort of like a publicity stunt that they're getting all this attention now?
That's just an ignorant assumption. Data does not equal transparency. I am a database expert, a database scientist. I am a kernel engineer, and the numbers do not lie. I have many patents on indexes and engineering the databases. And the problem with the databases, it's like you have a gigantic book. Imagine your book has no index, no table of contents. So how do you find a word in the book? You can't. It's too big. There's too many words unless you read the entire thing. It's the same thing with the government database. What I did was I added the index to the book so that people can actually find the awards, what they're looking for. You have to understand, without AI, this would not be possible because the book is so large, nobody can sit down and read the entire thing.
So is it an AI algorithm that you came up with? Is that how you're able to find all of this data that other people haven't been able to find?
Let me think a moment about how to best answer that. Let me think about that.
Yeah, I know it's technical.
I use AI to analyze the Form 990s, that we can find. The award searches. People can search all of that. And what the AI does is it helps to figure out the connections. And the information's been out there. My website helps you search it, but the AI is what puts the connections together. And it helps me figure out the relationship. The other use of AI was back in December. And we used AI to read 1,000 pages omnibus, the omnibus bill. And so we used the AI to go through the omnibus bill and read those thousands of pages to help us understand, because thousands of pages of reading, one human, 10 humans.
I know your focus was USAID. What's next? Is there a certain part of the government now that you are really focusing in on?
Yeah, two things. So my project right now is to work on analyzing connections and relationships between people in the government, because if you research me long enough, you start to notice that they're all working together. They're all married. They're all in-laws. They know each other. They all sit on the same board for many years. And that's my project, to map those relationships and put it on my website.
Are you ever scared? Because exposing things like that, the ways people are making big money secretly within our government, seems like it could put you at risk.
Oh yes, we had to change the way we live entirely, quickly. But sometimes God calls you for a mission, and you must answer that call.
Republicans are in power right now, and President Trump created Doge. But do you think you're going to find a lot of corruption not only with Democrats but also with Republicans?
Oh, I already did. You see, you see, the structure of the NGOs, the worst government-associated one, was invented during the communist regime during Reagan. And we did this in order to fight communism around the world, fight the spread of communism. And what they did was they ended up setting up a soft power structures to influence the world to stop the spread of communism in the 80s. Well, the communism that we were fighting. So they created a situation structure where the Republicans and the Democrats work together. And then they decided to create the NED, and it splits. So the NED is split into the National Democrats and then the International Republican Institute. Democrats, Republicans are both under the NED. And the NED was designed to influence the world to stop the spread of communism. So they thought it would be fair. We'll get some money to the Republicans, some money to the Democrats, so that when they influence the world, they're getting both perspectives. But so when the communism in Europe you're fighting fell, the NGOs did not disband. Somehow they got bigger. They got more money. They got more power. And now they've truly become, they label themselves the protectors of democracy. And now they believe that any challenge to them is challenging, quote unquote, democracy. But really, it's the democracy they set up in this soft power structure underneath our law.
And it's Democrats and Republicans?
Yes. I cannot tell you enough how much both are involved. It is everywhere. Now we even have members of Congress. So we have sitting members of Congress that actually sit on the NGOs right now. They vote in Congress for money for themselves, and they sit on the same NGOs that they're voting to get money. It is a huge conflict of interest, and it's buried very deep.
Is it all about the money?
I think that people, they're the way of good.
Listen, I think they believe they're doing a good mission.
That's say that
I believe that they've told themselves that
they went for the
I think they truly believe that without their influence that the Western world will fall.
place with their parents.
And it means that their power is top priority. And
Also,
that also means that obviously their finances are the top priority. So yes, to answer your question, it is all about the money. But they tell themselves a good story, you know, all villains do.
Is there anything specific and new that you're finding recently that you can tell us about? Any certain groups or people?
Yeah, actually. So,
Recently, J.D. Vance, he did a speech in Europe, and he told the leaders, if you have a democracy, it means that you cannot censor people, period. Ooh, and that made a certain group of people very upset. But when I researched all the people who were very loud about how upset they were, they all had connections to these NGOs that are financed by government money. One very interesting person, Norm Isaac. One very interesting person, Norm Isaac, wrote a lot about how to start, kick off, and announce a color revolution. Interesting that he has an NGO called
yeah, I look my nose, so I make yours. Yeah. Also, yeah.
Burst. But it's pretty cool there, this. It's okay.
So, no,
So Norm Eisen, he runs an NGO called State United Democracies Center. State United Democracies Center. It's actually full of big names like Janet Napolitano, Tom Ridge, Michael Steele. You know, many famous names are involved in this specific NGO. Now, that NGO accepts $17 million in private donation. So I was researching. What do they do? Like, with $17 million, I started researching. But the only thing I could find, and I wasn't digging, but the only thing that I found, they made a knockoff Muppet show. You think I'm kidding? They actually made puppets, Muppets, but like knockoff puppets. And all the videos that they made with these knockoff puppets had less than 200 views. So I'm wondering, all those big names, all those famous people at the NGO, and the only thing they did with $17 million was make a terrible Muppet show. They got money and they did something with that. It was just awful. Jim Henson would roll in his grave.
I saw the video on your ex. Of the Muppet.
Yes. Yeah, I know. And it was weird because all the videos have less than 200 views. And they didn't even try to promote them with ads or anything. So where did the $17 million go?
Big picture, with all the databases you're looking at and taxpayer money, how much do you think is being wasted or stolen?
Whew. What's it? What's it? What's it?
If I had to guess, I would say it's over 100 billion. But what's more important is what they're doing with that money. They're using that money. They use that money to shape the world of governments. They use that money to disrupt countries, to influence the world. And what they do with that money is just wrong, especially when they take it for themselves. Because the influence that they have from that money is from their own desires, not from a perspective of what the people are.
Has anyone tried to stop you?
No. You know, I hear what's so people are just those people I've seen, they're just they're just trying to figure out if I'm a hoax or not, really, I think. I don't think it's I don't think it's sexist or anything like that. But of course there are some. I think sometimes they think it's a hoax because a woman writing all that code can't be real. So it's funny, most of the comments that I've seen is that they thought I was a man. They're all looking for a man behind this.
You have to be careful, though, with your security and your real identity. So you must be concerned.
I think the way puts I think it's up this we were
I think right now it's obvious. I'm giving some personal details, and I haven't really done a good job hiding my face, really. But we're just trying to buy time to have more security in place. But doing this work and it's public.
I'm just going back a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about your background, how you were able to come up with these AI tools and know how to analyze the data this way?
So, like I said, I'm a database kernel engineer. And also,